Hey everybody, welcome to episode 32 of the Joys of Games podcast. We are recording this on a little bit later Thursday night, September 22nd, 2016. We are rambunctious, we're wound up, we're ready to go. This is the etc. week. You guys don't know what's coming. Collin doesn't even know what's coming. It's going to be a fun episode. I am one of your hosts, Josh Brown. I am joined by the man who refuses to hook a brother up with a Pokemon Go Plus accessory, Collin Wheeler.
Listen, I tried every possible way to get you to buy it on Amazon. And by every possible way, I mean just sending you the link saying, buy it before it sells out.
Right. You went as you actively went out of your way to prevent me from owning one of these things by sitting on the phone for an hour with GameStop to cancel your GameStop order because you ordered one from Amazon instead.
Right.
Because of the $5 shipping charge.
Yeah. Dude, I'm a cheap guy. Like, if I already have Prime,
Sure.
I already get free shipping. I love Amazon, not so much GameStop. No offense to any GameStop workers out there. Not a big fan of that company. Did not need two of them. I assumed you were going to find one because you find everything. I don't know how, but you do. So yeah, I thought we were good. I thought we were kosher.
Was that one hour of your life worth $5?
Probably
And
not, but it was, honestly, it was the principle of the thing. It was not worth the $5. It's the principal thing. I was folding laundry while I was on hold, and I was also watching Collin and Greg live, so it wasn't that big of a deal. But it's still, I had to be on the phone for an hour just listening.
Mm-hmm. And every minute that ticked by, a little fracture continued to crack in my heart until it fully just broke.
Shoot.
When you canceled your pre-order.
Why did you just pre-order yourself?
I don't know. I was cocky. Pre-ordering is 2015, Collin.
I'm telling you, the mini NES is going to be insane. Like, anybody that wants to get that mini NES, you better line up for that thing because you're not going to find it after that first day.
I don't want you to be right.
I'm totally right.
I don't want you to be. I am on principle not pre-ordering anything ever going forward.
Wow.
I actively yelled at a coworker the other day because he was telling me about pre-ordering NBA 2K17.
Dude, apparently the 2K17 Gold Edition, like, that's a big deal. Like,
regular edition.
Oh, yeah, I don't. No. Okay.
And it wasn't even so he could pick it up early either. It was just because he was afraid he wasn't going to be able to buy it in store.
Of all the games, that was the one I would not be concerned about. NBA, Call of Duty, Madden, FIFA. You will always find them in literally every retailer.
Yeah, because they will be the top 4 games going into like next July.
Right.
Which means they're selling lots of copies, which means they're everywhere.
Right. That's pretty funny. I think, I don't know, back in the day, pre-ordering was fun because it was just like, oh man, I'm so excited for this game. I want to support it, whatever. Right. And it was also a monetary thing. It's like, I only have, $20 right now, so I'll put $20 towards the game. Okay, my next $20 I get, I'll put towards the game. But now, as adults, it's, for me, the only time I pre-order nowadays is, one, if there's a incentive, like with Best Buy, you get the extra $10 gift certificate back. Mm-hmm. Or if I want it that day. Sure. Like if I want to pre-order a game, I want to get it that day and not have to worry about going to a store like from Amazon.
Right.
Or if it's like, for example, Amiibo, I don't have time for the hunt anymore. I just can't go out constantly looking for this stuff anymore. So it's just, I'd rather lock it in and call it good. Same with the mini NES that comes out on like a Tuesday in November. Mm-hmm. November is the busiest time. I work in retail, busiest time of the year. So there's no way I'm going to have time to hunt for that. So.
Sure. You know what I found in my work van the other day? As I was cleaning it out? A pre-order that I put in for last year's Skylanders game. That I'd never redeemed or picked up or used.
Where did you pre-order it at?
Toys R Us.
Okay. That's like the $1 down though, right?
Principle of the thing, Collin.
Yeah. But did you get your $5 back?
No.
Okay.
It's been
and you don't care about the principle thing.
I threw it away. Like I should.
No.
To prove a point, the pre-ordering is for dummies. Unless you really want something like a Pokemon Go Plus, and then you should probably anticipate your friends are going to hook you up with it. But that's not always the case either. So here I am, no Pokemon Go Plus. Collin, you have a Pokemon Go Plus. How did your epic Pokemon hunt go the other day?
It went really well.
Yeah.
So I was all geared up, ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
At Toys R Us soon, 10 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
Then Wario64, a guy I follow on Twitter, he has a lot of good game deals, posts a ad for, Pokemon Go's on GameStop.com. Okay, I'm going to go to GameStop.com.
No. Not the hunt for the Pokemon Go Plus.
Oh, okay.
The ensuing Pokemon hunt that you went on after you got the Pokemon Go Plus.
Oh, I see. Well,
water bottle, sweatbands.
To wrap that story up, I got it on Amazon. It was really easy. Just one click and boom, there you go. It's mine.
Weird.
No, the Pokemon Go Plus, it didn't go as well, or Pokemon Go Hunt didn't go as well as we wanted. My son and I went out around noon. We went to go to the Zelda Symphony at 7, so we had a good, with commute, 6 hours of just being able to hang out wherever and do Pokemon Go.
Sure.
So we went to the zoo, and I feel like every 50 feet there's a Pokestop. So that was awesome because I had 0 Pokeballs and 0 Great Balls. So that was just a plethora of everything to the point where I had to start deleting potions because I couldn't fit any more Pokeballs.
Sure. And you also forget you're at the zoo, which is kind of sad.
No, we took breaks.
Okay, that's important.
We would sit down on a bench and then do the Pokestops, and then we would look at the animals, and it was pouring down rain that day too. It's the one day in probably 3 or 4 weeks that it's actually rained, and of course it's the one day we'd planned to go out basically all day.
Right.
But the cool thing is all the animals were out. None of them were hiding in a corner because it was too hot, and there wasn't that many people there. So, but yeah, so we kept seeing Cubone show up, and I still don't have a Cubone.
How'd you not get him?
I couldn't find him. We walked all over the place, and he kept showing up, and just could never find him, which was a bummer. But we did catch a Mankey nearby.
Okay.
I did not have one of those.
Okay.
So basically, the zoo was just a giant Weedle and Caterpie fest.
Natch.
It wasn't anything too special. So
you drop any lures on those Pokestops?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we did.
Use incense?
Yes, we did that as well.
Okay.
Still no luck. So that didn't work out. So then we went to Portland, and we went to a little coffee shop.
Well, you already were in Portland, so.
Well, we went downtown Portland.
Okay, I'm just saying you're confusing the people here.
Oregon Zoo, downtown Portland. Yep. Little coffee shop. Another Pokestop.
What coffee does your son like?
He likes quad shot. Anything.
Natch. Yeah.
With all the sugar.
Sure.
Half a thing of sugar.
Perfect.
So.
Yeah. Are you serious? I don't even know if you're serious right
now.
No. Okay. I don't know.
You want to kill my child with
Val's
coffee?
kids drink coffee? I don't know this.
Dude, yeah, but they don't. I doubt they drink quad shot espressos. And plus, Val's kids,
they would if they could.
Kids that drink coffee are older.
13 and 11, I guess.
Yeah, they're older.
Sure. All right, I'll give you that.
So we didn't get anything at the coffee shop, just more Pidgeys and what other garbage there is.
Did they kick you out for not getting anything? Because usually you have to order something.
No, I got a coffee.
Oh, you just said you didn't get anything at the coffee shop.
I meant Pokemon.
Dad joke, Collin. Come on!
No.
You always do them. I'm allowed.
You stop.
Don't make me call Nick.
Know your place.
So you got a coffee, but no Pokemon.
No Pokemon.
Perfect.
Well, there was Pokemon in my coffee.
The best kind.
Yeah.
Has a coffee cup actually been a Pokemon yet?
May as well.
Or a coffee bean, maybe?
They have a keychain Pokemon now,
Sure.
So why don't they have a coffee cup Pokemon? They also have a trash can Pokemon, which is,
it's
whatever.
It's absolute rubbish.
Yeah. Yeah.
Funny you bring up the Zelda Symphony, Collin.
Yes.
That's one of our topics of the show tonight.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I want to talk about the Zelda Symphony.
Yeah.
That's video game related.
So I'm gonna add to the Pokemon Go hunting. Once we got to the
I
Symphony,
thought you were done. You didn't catch anything.
No. Once we got there, things happened. Things are happening.
Oh yeah?
Finally.
Charizard?
No,
Oh.
nothing that special, but special to us at least.
Sure.
Scyther. We don't have a Scyther.
All right, yeah.
We got a Scyther for the first time. So
Nice.
first Scyther appears when we're waiting in line outside. Second Scyther appears when we're sitting down in our seats.
You found the hotbed. You found the nest.
Yes. It was really exciting.
Cool.
And then there was a pincer nearby. Couldn't get the pincer.
Oh, I've caught so many of those stupid things.
But I got lost in Portland because I get lost everywhere I go.
Sure.
As we were going home.
How you have a driver's license is beyond me.
Well, it's a good thing that Google Maps is a thing. I'm just throwing that out there.
I use Pokemon Go as my map.
Oh, I should try that.
Yeah.
See how that works.
Sure. There's no street names, but you could guess.
Yeah. But we got a pincer on the way home.
There we go.
So that's the end of that story. It was
Cool.
It was good. Restocking on a bunch of stuff basically was the day.
I'm glad that the Zelda Symphony best part was getting a Scyther.
Yes, by far the best part. Nothing could be better.
I'm glad you planned your entire day and evening around catching that Scyther.
Dude, Scyther's legit. Like
I'm not
Scyther
saying
was
he's
my
not.
favorite Pokemon growing
Sure.
up. Still is.
Understandable.
I mean, look at him, dude. Just
I
look
know.
at him.
He's sweet.
It's pretty sweet.
I caught an Electro Buzz for the first time the other day.
Oh, nice.
That's pretty sweet. Although
There was
he wasn't very leveled up, and that bummed me out because he was only like 300 something. I was like, God, you're a wuss. I don't even like you.
Dude, I don't even care. I just want all the unique ones. I finally evolved all my Eevees. Well, I'm still missing. What is it?
There's only
Jolteon.
3. Okay.
I'm missing Jolteon.
Okay.
I was trying to remember which one I was missing.
Sure.
So.
I told you the trick, right?
The trick? What
Yeah.
trick?
If you rename the Eevees before you evolve them to their nicknames, they'll evolve into that power.
So if I rename it Jolteon?
If you rename it Sparky.
Oh, Sparky. Okay.
Yeah.
Sweet.
And Pyro and I forget the Aqua one, but
Sweet.
yeah. Name it Sparky, then evolve it, and you should get a Jolteon.
That's awesome.
Fun fact.
It's exciting.
Mhm.
Zelda Symphony was incredible.
Yeah?
So you walk in to...
Okay,
it's
I'll
like
close my eyes.
imagine, if you will,
Make me experience this, Collin.
walking into... It's basically like an opera stage. Like, it's really large, very nice amphitheater, I guess is what it's called.
Sure. Where was this?
This was at the Arlene Schnitzer Concert Hall.
Gotcha. Okay. I've heard of that.
Yeah, it's right by the Art Museum,
Mhm.
by PSU as well. Very, very nice place. So you walk in there, it's really beautiful. It really does remind me of just like a classic opera house. Like, it looks very like old-timey in a good way. You walk in, and in a giant screen, there's just basically Zelda ads playing, while they're playing the Zelda music, just kind of like getting people to their seats.
Did GameStop have a booth there where you could pre-order Breath of the Wild?
No, there was a merch booth there though, and they had a lot of they had T-shirts, they had programs, but they had the Wind Waker baton, which I really wanted to get. But then I saw that it was $40, and I was like, nah, nah, that's out of my price range.
Yeah.
So once it started, like, they started getting instruments going, and there's just hundreds of different. It seems like hundreds of different instruments and musicians and singers and everything like that, all one place. And then they start with an interlude with like all these classic Zelda themes, just like basically a montage song. And it was just incredible. Like, it gave me goosebumps. Like, it was just awesome.
Yeah.
Hayden, my son, was super jazzed. Like, he was just like bouncing on a seat. It was just really cool. And then they went on to do Gerudo Valley, and I had the worst feeling ever. You know why?
Why is that called?
Hayden whispers in my ear, "What game is this from?" And I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, what?
Oh, no.
What game is this from? He's like, yeah. I'm like, it's from Ocarina of Time. He's like, I've never played that game. I'm like, no, you had to have played this game. You had to have. He's watched me play it 1,000 times. When he was little, when he was a baby, when he wasn't even speaking, he would make the Link Hayat noise. Like, he would make that noise. He'd be like, Hayat! Like before he was saying words.
Maybe you
So
just wanted him to. Maybe it's just all in your head.
Maybe he's not even real. I don't even know.
Temple of Time, man. Temple
Who
of
was I
Time.
who was I
Maybe
talking to?
your younger self.
Shoot.
Whoa, mind blown.
Holy crap. So yeah, he's like, what game is this from? I'm like, it's from Ocarina of Time. He's like, oh. He got super excited though, because he's like, he kept whispering, he's like, when I get home, I'm gonna play this. When I get home, I'm gonna play this. When I get home, I'm gonna play this. Because they kept playing Ocarina songs throughout the entire concert.
Well, duh.
And then they played Triforce Heroes song, which I was not really that excited about because I don't really know anything about Triforce Heroes because I haven't played it.
Sure.
They played after Gerudo Valley. They played Wind Waker, and then they played what else did they play after that? There was a couple different Wind Waker tracks that they did, and a couple more Ocarina tracks. They did a boss battle montage, which was really cool. They went through different bosses through different games. And then basically the symphony ended. And I was kind of bummed out because I didn't hear any Majora's Mask. There's nothing. I was like, oh man, this is great, but I just wish they could play my favorite song ever.
Did they play any Skyward Sword stuff?
I'm getting to that.
Okay.
They didn't play Skyward Sword at that point.
Okay.
So I was bummed out. I was like, okay, well, that was really cool. I'm really glad. I just wish that they played that. And then they had Miyamoto on the big screen, basically a video for the concert. He wasn't actually there. It was just a video. He's like,
he just travels with the symphony.
Yeah. I keep telling that story and people are like, what, Miyamoto was there? I'm like, no. YouTube video.
Pre-recorded, like Nintendo Direct.
Exactly. And he's basically like, just like all Zelda games, we wanted to make the symphony have secrets and surprises as well. So that's when they came out with the theme song of Majora's Mask, and man, I just freaked out. Like the little kid in me was just so excited. And they went through all the different songs of Majora's Mask, kind of like a montage. And then they moved on to, it was kind of strange. They moved on to Rooster Island, which is the fire island in Wind Waker.
Okay.
So they had just like a standalone song just for that.
Right.
And then they ended it with Skyward Sword, and they did like a montage of Skyward Sword.
Okay, good.
So
some good music in Skyward Sword.
Yeah.
But
yeah, and it was incredible, and it was
so the oldest game they went back to was Ocarina.
No, they went back to Link to the Past. They did do the storm song, rain song.
Mm-hmm.
Well, basically the level when you wake up and you go outside and it's raining.
Yeah,
they played that. That was really cool too.
Cool.
And they did Link Between Worlds, which is basically the same theme anyway.
Sure.
But yeah, like the crowd was super jazzed. There was a girl behind me. She just could not handle it. Mm-hmm. Like she was crying the entire concert to the point where Hayden kept turning around, being like, "Is she okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, she's fine." She's like, "But she's crying." I'm like, "Yeah, she's just really, really happy." And he's like, "Oh, okay."
Or
totally confused.
Or she was super sad.
I mean, maybe.
Do you know why?
Maybe she got all those games spoiled.
No, that's not why I was thinking she was super sad.
Was she super sad?
She was probably there to listen to the great soundtrack from Link's Crossbow Training. That definitely did not come up.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
No. Not
unfortunately. I mean, you could do better, Miyamoto.
I mean, yeah. And Koji Kondo. And Anuma. They all did like their little videos.
They could do better.
It. Yeah.
Link's Crossbow Training.
I mean,
I say one of the most memorable pieces of Zelda lore in the entire franchise.
I'm just saying, Zelda CDI, those games. I don't know if you've seen those.
Sound?
The Wand of Gamelin. Woo! The Faces of Evil. Oh yeah. Dude, I can't think of a more derpy, like if you took like the worst possible image, like take Link as a character and then use Microsoft Paint and make a character in like 5 minutes. That's what
so it's like Link with a nose, like 8-bit Link with like a nose.
Oh my god, it's so horrible. Those games are just, I'm just looking at the images and they just, I just don't even.
They should make amiibo of those.
I would buy it. Oh, dude. I would love a Smash skin of Link looking
Why?
like that.
Why not? Go for it, Nintendo. Be weird and crazy like you are.
Crap.
Hmm.
Those are the most valuable games too. Some of them go for like $600 complete in box.
Sure.
It's stupid.
What about Spirit Tracks? Any hot tracks from Spirit Tracks?
They showed footage in a montage. They did not show specific songs.
Phantom Hourglass.
And same with that was also in the montage.
Montage. Well, I'm glad you had a good time, Collin.
Yeah, I highly recommend anybody, if it's in your town or nearby your town, go to this. It's easily worth the price of admission.
How long was it?
It was like 2.5 hours long.
Wow, that's impressive.
At least.
Was there an intermission?
Yes, there was an intermission.
Okay. Solid. I like when shows do that. You know you're getting like your money's worth. You're like, this is so long, we need to take a break halfway through.
Yep.
I like it. I appreciate that. Cool. Music is definitely a big part of the Zelda franchise. You are a little bit of a fan of the Zelda franchise, and you tend to like the music a little bit. So
just a little.
I'm glad you got to hear that. It makes me warm and fuzzy inside, Collin. You know what else makes me warm and fuzzy inside?
Butterbeer?
Harry Potter.
Hey, got it.
Look at that accidental segue. You got a new board game.
Oh yeah, I did.
Uh-huh. See, you are so prepared for this episode that you don't even know how prepared you are, and I know you perfectly.
It's all the stories and texts that I've been sending you the past week.
I've been collecting them just like in my little handbag, like, hey, this is for the podcast. That's why I'm not asking you about anything.
Ah, man.
I'm deceitful like that.
It's awesome.
Harry Potter.
Yeah.
What is it? What's it called? What is this thing?
It's Harry Potter Hogwarts Battle.
Okay.
And basically the premise of it is it's a card building game, but it's cooperative, or deck building game, I should say, but it's cooperative.
You build cards?
Yeah. Yeah, it's like you put them in like little triangles and other triangles, and you try to put it on top, and then it just collapse. It's a whole thing.
Sure.
It's not good. Yeah. No, but the Harry Potter Hogwarts Battle co-op game is really fun. You basically can do 2 to 4 players. You can choose as characters. You can choose Harry, Hermione, Ron, and your boy, Neville Longbottom.
My boy. Does he just get in the way?
No, I love being him. He is by far the coolest ability.
Okay.
So you go through basically the different years of school, and how it works out is you have villains that get placed on the board that you have to defeat. Now, each villain has a certain trying to think what it is, move or basically attack against you every single round. So like, let's say it's my turn. Let's say I go first. The first thing is the active player loses 1 heart. So I basically lose 1 heart as the active player.
Okay.
And then after that, you draw a card of the dark arts, and then you play that down. And the dark arts will affect you in different ways. Whether that's being you can't draw a card, or whether that be you can't damage an enemy more than 1 time. You can't basically do a lot of various different things. But then you can combat it against it by drawing different magic cards, basically. You can do attacks. You can do heals. You can do partner heals. And then there's later spells later on that give you multiple options. So they'll give you attack and a heal, or attack and a heal and get an extra card this turn. Things like that. But the thing about it is you basically have to use your entire hand because it gets discarded every single round. So whatever you want to do, you need to do it because everything gets basically wiped clean until the next round.
Okay.
And it gets progressively more difficult as you go through the years. And once you get to year 3, that's when you as a character have abilities. So I didn't get to I was originally playing as Neville Longbottom. Then my brother and sister-in-law came over, and then my brother-in-law wanted to be Neville, so I let him be Neville. So I ended up being Ron, and with Ron's power, what his power was anytime I did 3 damage on an enemy, I could give a heart out to someone else, a little health counter to someone else.
Okay.
And you have basically 10 health. If you die from the 10 health, you basically are stunned, what's called stunned, and you lose half of your deck and you lose any damage counters that you have. So it's a really bad thing to do that, because you really need your entire deck later on in the game, because you'll have up to 3 active enemies that are attacking all at once. So it's kind of like RPG in the sense that you have, like Pokemon, let's say you have 3 enemies or whatever, you have to attack all 3 of them, otherwise you basically are going to get killed.
Sure.
But it's also cooperative, so you have to talk to your team, you have to plan strategies around it, and there's some really, really nasty cards. And I don't want to go into those because I don't want to spoil the books for you. But
that was my question, was could I play this game without having something spoiled?
So we got to game 6. We played about 7 hours almost straight.
Wow.
When we got to game 6, it was that engaging. Like, we were so into the game, and we would have played longer, but it was 9 o'clock and it was a school night, so all the kids had to go to bed.
Sure.
But the only thing that would really spoil it for you is the characters and certain items. Those will really only spoil it. And I think experiencing the books,
I probably wouldn't even know what they were, though, right?
Right, but I feel like I feel like it's better to read or watch the movies first before you play the game, because you'll have so much more fun with it. And the thing about it too is the decks, when you go through each year, the decks only get larger, so there could very well be spoilers in there for certain cards that I don't even know about.
Gotcha.
So
I could play like the first year, and that's about it.
You could play up to the first 3 years. I think you'd be fine.
Okay.
It's once you get to the later years that I think more and more crazy stuff happens. And as you get to later years too, there's certain cards that give you roll of dices, and it just builds. It's really, really cool, because it starts you off really easy, super simplistic, and then it builds and builds and builds and builds, and just makes it really like complex, but in a good way game that you can understand.
Yeah. Is Dobby in it?
Dobby is in it.
God, I hate that little guy.
What? I'm sorry, what?
I have some things about that little character. If you listen to the newest Tales from Godric's Hollow podcast, you'll find out all about my feelings about this Dobby creature.
Right. He's only the best, so...
So the reason I ask about spoilers, Collin, is because I had this epiphany with Matt the other night.
Yeah.
In a couple weeks, we're going to be getting the release of Harry Potter Lego games.
Yep.
Remastered on one disc, put all together.
Only on PS4.
So weird.
Still.
Here's the thing, Collin. Those are the only 2 Lego games I've never played.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, going back to like Indiana Jones and all the Star Wars Lego games and everything, the Harry Potter Lego games are the only ones I never played. You know why?
Why?
Because I sat there and I thought, I don't know anything about this stupid Harry Potter. I'm never going to play these games. This is ridiculous. So I never played them. You know how badly I want to play them now, Collin?
I'm pretty sure pretty badly.
Yeah. Here's the thing. I'm not going to be able to.
No.
Because it's going to ruin everything for me.
Yeah.
Because I'm guessing, just like every other Lego game, they probably stick pretty tried and true to the story of the books / movies.
Yeah.
So
in a very funny and awesome way.
I'm going to have to play them like one book at a time. It's good. It's going to be like a 3-year playthrough of a Lego game.
I don't know, man. You got through the first book pretty dang fast.
That's true.
So, although the later books are like twice as big, but hey. Still good.
Isn't that disappointing, though?
I mean, for you.
Yeah, for me. Super disappointing.
I think of it as a Telltale game, but by Traveler's Tales instead.
Imagine if I had like played them before and just played them just as games, you know? Like this whole podcast and like book reading and everything would be a completely different thing because I would already have knowledge about what was going on.
I think you're going to love it.
What?
You just got to finish the books.
You think I'm going to love what? The game?
The game.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I love every Lego game.
Yeah.
Like, here's the other ironic part, okay? Lego Dimensions comes out next week. Tuesday, Wave 6, the first release of Season 2.
Yep.
There is a team pack that's being released.
Right.
Of Harry Potter
Mm-hmm.
and Voldemort.
Mm-hmm.
Lord Voldemort.
Mm-hmm.
Harry Potter comes with the Hogwarts Express train, which I'm familiar with.
Yes.
Voldemort comes with a car.
Okay.
I don't know jack about what this car is. And that bothers me.
Is it the Batmobile?
No, it's a car from Harry Potter. But I don't know why it would be significant and why it would be in this team pack.
Is it a DeLorean?
I can neither confirm nor deny that the DeLorean is in Harry Potter, but I don't think that this specific vehicle in this team pack is the DeLorean.
So here's the thing. What if I told you?
Uh-huh.
What if I told you
Mhm.
that you don't have to wait that much longer to find out?
That's what Matt said. But it still bugs me. Because a couple months ago when they announced this team pack, I was like, cool. I know Harry Potter and I know this bad dude. That's all I need to know. Whatever, it's going to be fun in LEGO Dimensions. For whatever reason. I didn't know why. But now, like, I'm emotionally invested in it. And I'm about to buy these things. And I don't even know why I should care about this vehicle.
It's the best.
It upsets me, Collin.
Can I tell you a little secret?
I mean,
I've been texting about you behind your back to Matt.
That doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, about Harry Potter.
Yeah. How's that going?
It's going really well.
Yeah.
We're just like giddy waiting for you to get to certain things.
Like Dobby?
Dude, Dobby's legit.
Quite possibly.
Don't talk trash about Dobby.
Yeah, because if I do, he's going to slam his ears inside the oven door some more. Emotional little basket case. So, all this cool Harry Potter video game stuff that I really can't even engage with fully because...
And a Harry Potter prequel.
Huh?
And a Harry Potter prequel movie.
What, Fantastic Beasts?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I'm going to watch the movie. Day one. I got my pre-order tickets, Colin. I am ready to go.
No, you didn't.
I am so ready to go see that movie. And I'll see that movie, and then I'll get the story pack, and I'll be golden. I'll know exactly what's going on. Give me some of those Fantastic Beasts, man. Look,
they're just
movie tickets are a different thing.
They are?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because they sell out. There's a limited quantity of seats in the first screening of a feature film such as Fantastic Beasts and where to find them.
One could say that there's limited copies of video games made.
But there's not.
But there is.
But there's not.
But there is.
But there really isn't.
But there is.
But there's not. I'm all about some crazy magical beast jumping into briefcases and such.
Dude, what's his name? Colin Farrell's in it? That's real good. That's good news.
Sure, I don't even care.
Yeah.
Sure. I'm a fan of Colin's.
I know. Me too.
At least two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least two. For
Colin
me
Farrell's
too.
pretty good.
Yeah.
He's one.
November 18th. That's really soon.
What, for Fantastic Beasts?
Yeah.
Yeah, buddy.
It's exciting.
Also the release day of that story pack. So, because I'm going to be playing the story pack, I need to see the movie day one. Hence, me pre-ordering the movie tickets, Colin.
Did you actually do it?
Yeah. I got my seat, bro.
No crap.
One seat.
One seat?
I couldn't guarantee that anybody would want to go with me.
But Val, if she ever listens to this, she's ripping her hair out.
She doesn't listen to Joys of Games. I could say anything, and I'll be good.
I know she doesn't.
She'll be fine. She'll get over it. She doesn't need to see it day one. She's not that invested.
No.
Clearly, I'm the Harry Potter fan of the household.
Obviously.
So it's a cool card game. How much was it? Where can people get it?
So it was $50.
Okay.
Amazon does have it for pre-order. I'm assuming local game shops have them first because that's where I found mine.
I appreciate that.
I was able to go on to my local store has a Twitter account and a Facebook link to that, and they had pictures of it on the front of their Facebook page. I was like, oh, I know where we're going. So we went down there. They only had 2 left, so I was very
like
excited.
that the little stores get them first.
Yeah. And we paid a little bit more, but
Sure.
I'd rather support local business.
Absolutely.
So, especially board game businesses, because I want them to be around.
Yep.
Because that's a thing that I can't get digitally. Versus
Right.
video games,
Yep.
stores, GameStop. So, yeah, I would just check your local game store if you are interested in it. It's easily worth $50. Amazing co-op game. Like I said, 2 to 4 players.
Okay.
It's just awesome. Really, really game. And also, I forgot to mention how like detail oriented everything is. Everything looks really, really nice. Like it's high quality game.
Sure.
The box itself looks like a trunk, and you open it up, and it's got this really nice board that looks like the Martyrs map. And then don't worry about it. And then there's just the cards, and it's all based off the movie, so they're all pictures from basically images from the movies, but they're just top notch
Sure.
board game. So easily worth the money.
Cool. I like it. Sounds fun. In a couple years, I'll be able to play it with you. If I can find 7 hours of free time.
Yeah, that's the thing is like that's the thing that's cool though too about it, because since you restart everything, you basically can start from whatever year you left off.
Okay. That makes sense. So you don't have to play it continuously.
Right.
Sure.
Which I really like that too.
Yeah.
So
Cool. Awesome. Speaking of video games,
video games aplenty.
I want to talk about something that's kind of taken the video game world by storm. It's nothing that we've talked about on this podcast ever.
Is it the Ouya?
You could see yourself out now.
All right. Bye, guys. Good night.
About time. Now I can talk all about the Ouya. You're going to wake up one day and it's going to be in your mailbox. I promise you that.
Shopkins Acquire is almost guaranteed that.
What was I talking about? Oh yeah, video games. No, it's nothing that we've talked about on this podcast before, which is crazy because it is like one of the most popular video games still since its release.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody seems to be playing it. Everybody seems to be loving it. Like,
yeah,
it could do no wrong. It is like the darling of the video game industry, which is no surprise because it's made by Blizzard.
Oh yeah.
Of course, I'm talking about Overwatch. I want to talk about Overwatch, Colin.
Yeah.
Because I don't know anything about it.
Overwatch is the perfect first-person shooter for someone that doesn't want to invest too much in a first-person shooter.
So it is a first-person shooter.
Yes.
I didn't even know that much.
Yep, it's a first-person.
I have honestly, Colin, not seen one video or any sort of play sequence of Overwatch. The only thing I've ever seen pretty much are just custom amiibo made to look like Overwatch characters. That's the extent of what I know about Overwatch.
So, have you...
In my head, you know what Overwatch is in my head?
What is it?
Monday Night Combat.
I don't know what that is.
It was a video game.
Okay.
It's pretty fun.
Monday Night Combat. I don't know about that. I don't know.
I don't know. Again, okay. So what's Overwatch? What is Firewatch? I mean,
Well, it's not
Overwatch.
Firewatch. It's Overwatch.
Never mind. Old time bomb joke.
First person. It's kind of like a Team Fortress. Did you ever play Team Fortress 2?
It's a lot like Monday Night Combat. I don't know. No, I never played Team Fortress.
Okay.
I did not PC game, Colin.
Well, Team Fortress was on Orange Box, which was on Xbox. That's where I played it.
Yeah. I didn't pick up the orange box. You know why?
Why?
Because Half-Life 2 is stupid.
Oh my god.
Overrated. It's not stupid.
Oh
It's a
my
fine
gosh.
game.
I can't.
It's a fine game.
I can't handle this right now.
All I wanted off the orange box was Portal. And we all know my problems with Portal, so.
How
Portal.
How can you?
Just not the first time when I got stuck and didn't know that you could. I've told you the story, right?
No.
I've never told you my story about Portal.
I want to go back to Half-Life.
No, I want to talk about Portal.
Oh my god, dude.
So the first time I ever played Portal, I picked up on Xbox Live, I think, because it was like on sale or something. And I was like, I'll spend $5 on this game. I heard it's okay. So I was playing through it, and I got like 20 minutes in. I'm like, it's okay. And then I got to this room, this chamber, and I couldn't get out. I was completely stuck. Completely stuck. 20 minutes in, right?
Mm-hmm.
That shouldn't happen. You're still learning how to play the game at that point.
Yeah.
Pretty much still in tutorial mode. Couldn't get out. I was so stuck that I got mad and I turned off the Xbox and I'm like, I'm not playing this stupid game anymore. Like, this is ridiculous. I don't know why people like this. I do not understand. So I went to work the next day, and my coworker, he was like in love with Portal. So we sat down in the morning and I pulled out a whiteboard. I swear to you, Colin, I pulled out a whiteboard and I started drawing the chamber that I was in. Okay? So I was like, this is the room I'm stuck in. This is where I came in. This is the exit. I don't know how to get over there. And so I'm explaining the whole thing. I went on for like 20 minutes breaking down every angle, every wall, every situation I could possibly think of. And I could not make him understand how I was stuck. Like, he was just looking at me like I was the biggest idiot in the world. And I'm like, and he just kept saying, you do this, you shoot the portal up there and you just go through and you're out the door. I'm like, no, you're not understanding this. And I just kept going on and on about how stuck I was. And finally, like, it dawned on me that he didn't fully understand my problem. My problem was, brace yourself, Colin.
Mm-hmm.
Up to that point in the game, I had only been using the blue portal to walk in and the orange portal to walk out. In this room, I could not get the orange portal to the door. I could only get the blue portal. So I was under the assumption that I could only walk into a blue portal and come out an orange portal. So in about an hour and a half of playing this one room, not once did I ever try to walk into the orange portal. Because I was like, that's the exit. I'm not going to even try to walk into it.
How embarrassing for you.
The game changed dramatically.
Yeah.
Once I realized that you can walk in and out of either portal.
I imagine.
Yeah. And then I fell in love with Portal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As you should.
Mm-hmm.
Half-Life 2 is an amazing game. One of the best first-person shooters ever made.
It's all right.
It's one of the best first-person shooters ever made.
It has a pretty cool gravity gun. Nothing special.
And anyway, Overwatch.
Nothing to write home about.
Overwatch. So imagine if you will.
Yeah.
Pixar made a first-person shooter game. Right?
Like Up?
Like Up.
Okay.
Imagine Up as a first-person shooter. Doug gets really crazy in this one, so.
Well, gorilla, dog.
Same difference,
Sure.
right?
Yeah.
No, it's got a bunch of characters. I think it's got like 26 characters now, and they all have different and unique abilities. So you can kind of play.
Characters in it?
Yeah, there's quite a few characters.
Okay.
And there's different types of characters. There's like the tank kind, which basically is just a powerhouse.
Sure.
And it's kind of slow. There's a healer, which you can just be a support, and you basically just heal and give ammo to specific people.
You're a healer, aren't you?
It depends. I mix between healer and I mix between like the standard like offensive character as well.
Okay. You strike me as a healer.
I usually, like when I play Battlefield, I'm usually the support class.
Sure.
So I just it's fun for me to do that. But the cool thing about Overwatch is you don't have to be like super good at shooters to have a fun time. It's set up in the way that like other shooters are, like Call of Duty, where the people who get all the kill streaks are the ones that are dominating and they just are winning constantly, and you can't basically get a shot off on these people because they have some kind of overpowered super, I don't even know, what are they called, drops. What are they called in Call of Duty? Where you get like 10 kills in a row, kill
Kill
streaks.
streaks. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but what is it called when they get? Sometimes they get a drone, sometimes they get like an aerial attack, something stupid like that. Overwatch doesn't do that.
Okay.
They kind of even the playing field throughout.
Oh, you mean like when you get like the crates that like drop down on the field and you have to go run and open them up?
Right.
Okay,
Yeah.
Gotcha.
It's super simple gameplay too. You don't have to deal with 1,000 different weapons and different like upgrades and stuff like that. It's basically the weapon their character has. They have one main attack. Sometimes they'll have an alt attack, and then they'll have a super attack. And the super attack basically is charged up over time. Sometimes you can kill people to get it to go a little bit higher. Sometimes it just naturally happens. And the super attack is like there's this ninja guy named Genji, and when he attacks, basically a giant dragon comes out of his hands and can attack anybody that's in the dragon's path. So there's a bunch of really cool super attacks. But what makes the game cool is it doesn't really force you, like I said earlier, to be good at first-person shooters. You just need to be a good teammate, basically. If you're a good teammate, if you're a good support person, if you're kind of doing what you're supposed to be doing,
mm-hmm.
You're going to have a fun time whether you win or lose. And honestly, I've played this game a lot, and I lose a lot, but I still have just as much fun. I'd never feel that rage quit feeling that I feel when I lose in a match in Halo or lose in a match in Call of Duty, because there's no trash talking. Like, you have to somehow enable it where you can hear the other team. I don't even know how, because I've never heard basically anybody talk except for the people on my team, which is also really nice.
Yeah.
That's automatically turned off, kind of like Splatoon. And all the characters are really interesting. They're really unique. They're easy to use, but tough to master. So if you really want to get into it and master it, you can do some really cool stuff. And I like that they separate out ranking versus like social gameplay. And a lot of shooters do that. But I would never go into a ranked match just because I would never have enough time to get that good at the game. But if I were to say, this is my only game, I spent $60, my only game for the year, like, I could see myself getting really good at it and really understanding the ins and out of the game, to want to do that. But it's just really fun. It's really simple gameplay. It's just like your standard shooter, a little bit more frantic. All the characters are interesting, like I said. The unlock system is cool. They're all cosmetic, so you don't get anything that's non-cosmetic in the game, and you can choose to purchase that with real money if you want to, or you can just earn them naturally in the game.
Okay.
Yeah, and there's different game type modes. There's like your standard deathmatch. There's a game type where you basically have to defend like a cart that's going through a level. So they'll have like the enemies will basically attack you and try to kill you to stop the cart from moving to its objective. And so you need to defend it on there. And that's one of my favorite modes, because it really gets the team all together, huddled together, trying to help each other out. And when you get like a good healer on your team, it's fantastic. It makes everybody's life a lot easier.
So which characters have you gravitated towards?
She's like an Egyptian character. Her name is Farah, and she has like a jetpack and it's like a rocket launcher.
Okay.
And I just like jetpacking up in the air and just rocket launching people. It's awesome.
God, you're such a Halo guy.
Yeah, I really am. That character I really like. There's Soldier, I think it's Soldier 46. He's just like the standard like warrior character, which also kind of goes with the whole Halo thing. So I'm comfortable with that character. I've been trying other ones. Like, there's this guy that is pretty cool. He like runs around on rollerblades, and he is a healer, so he'll like drop different pods, and you can also shoot with a pistol he has. His pistol's not really great, but it's good for like support if someone's like trying to down someone else, and you can kind of pick them off just a little bit, and also heal your teammates in the process. And then the other healer is I think her name is Mercy, and she is kind of she looks like an angel, and she can kind of fly up, and her weapon is basically just meant for healing. Like, she can't really do any offensive damage except for an even worse pistol than the other guy has. But she's like the ultimate healer.
Sure.
Genji is pretty cool. He's like a robot ninja guy. He shoots ninja stars as his gun, basically. And he can do like crazy parkour up walls. Like, he can jump and like parkour off walls like other characters can't, which is really neat. but he is tough. If someone's good with Genji, he is tough to take down. There's also a like he's like a cowboy guy, I guess. He looks like basically Clint Eastwood from Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, and his name is McCree, and he has a revolver.
I've heard that name.
Yeah, he is tough to like master because he's a very precise shot versus I feel like a lot of the other characters you don't have to be super precise to shoot, but I could see if someone is like hardcore in the game, he would be a good character to choose. But for me, I'm not that good at it, and I don't really like the way he controls that well either. So, and that's another thing to add. Like all the characters control really differently. They're all really unique. There's a gorilla character. I cannot remember his name because I only played as once. But like when he walks,
is it Harambe?
Like, must be. No, Harambe's gonna be in Pokemon Sun and Moon. What are you talking about?
It's about time he got his moment to shine.
But like when he walks, like his animation makes you feel like you're a gorilla that's like walking on, your fists. It's really cool. It's really interesting. And then there's a Junkrat guy who basically looks like what you think he would look like, just this nasty, just gross looking guy, and he turns into a wheel and does like a suicide bomb attack.
Does he look like he's from Borderlands?
Yes, he 100% does.
Perfect.
It's exactly what you would think. Straight up Mad Max character. So yeah, man, it's really fun.
Could somebody that doesn't like first-person shooters or competitive shooters be interested in this?
If they're not into first-person shooters, I would say no.
Okay.
If they are if they're wary about competitive shooters because of the aspect of being good, quote unquote good at the game, this game is not. I compare this game to Splatoon. That's what I compare it to.
Okay.
I feel like anybody can pick it up and play it and have a fun time, whether they win or lose.
Is there any sort of first player or a one-player mode?
No. You can do training if you want to get used to a character. You can do training against bots. Like you can actually have other character bots, and there's actually like a training mode where you just fight basically static robot characters that aren't actual characters.
Sure.
So like when I was playing with my friend Nick, him and I were the real people. The rest of our team were all bots, and then the people we were fighting were also bots as well. So you technically don't ever have to fight with another human being if you don't want to. But it is very much a multiplayer-centric game. Like, that's what the game is.
Okay. You're playing it on PC?
I play on PC, yep.
Have you tried it on console at all?
I have not. I think I probably will pick it up either on PS4 or Xbox One during Black Friday, if there's a good sale. So I'd be willing to rebuy this game because... most of my friends are on console. I have a few friends on PC, but I play basically controller with PC, so I can't really compete with PC players. The mouse and keyboard just can't do it.
All right.
So I just do the my Xbox controller to my PC when I play.
Okay. I don't know. You got me interested. You've told me more about how this game actually plays than anybody on any podcast that I've listened to in the last month or so.
Yeah, it's awesome, man. Like I said, it's like the best comparison is Splatoon.
Sure. Sounds fun. Blizzard makes good games.
Yeah, they really do.
Yeah. When they decide that they're going to take on a new genre, they go for it.
You heard about how Overwatch was made, right?
Didn't it start out as some other game?
Yeah. So they're trying to do basically World of Warcraft, but sci-fi. And it was called Titan. And they announced it years and years and years ago. And somehow in the middle of development, they just could not get the magic, the Blizzard magic, as it were, going in this game. So instead of completely scrapping it, they had a lore, they had characters, they had everything built out. They actually used the lore and the characters and put it into Overwatch. And you can see a lot of the backstories of the different Overwatch characters in these really, really amazing animated shorts. And they've been releasing them slowly through time. But they are like top-notch CG. I've never seen anything better and basically any cinematic like story in any video game besides those ones, like they're just awesome. So if you do want to get backstory for the characters that you're playing, you can watch those shorts. But yeah, they did not like how it turned out. They didn't want to release it after years and years of developing it, so they cut their losses and they decided to turn it a arena shooter. So
yeah, well, good on them. Blizzard, man. Overwatch. It's a game. Maybe I'll check it out.
You should.
Maybe during the holidays. There's nothing else going on.
BlizzCon is coming up. I'm really hoping they announce Diablo 4. God. Or Diablo expansion. That's really like, I'm so itching to get back into Diablo, but there's just not new content there for me.
Sure. The grind gets old after a while. You can only replay that game so much before you're just like, I've done all this.
Yep.
Anyway, Collin, that's all the topics I had for you.
Oh,
I want to talk about your world for an episode. It was fun.
Welcome to my world.
It's a dark and scary place. We'll be back to Nintendo next week.
That's maybe happier place.
Guess what?
What's that?
We're gonna have a guest or two next week.
Ooh.
Not telling.
Oh.
No spoilers.
All right.
I don't spoil podcasts for friends.
Hey. I'm a dad. You're a dad. You like Nintendo, right?
I do.
Okay, good.
Yeah. I got the scoop. You want to play 20 questions and see if we could guess who it is?
Let's do it.
God, don't have to listen to that podcast. Go ahead and delete that from the list. Next week's gonna be fun. We're gonna go back to Nintendo next week. We are letting the guests pick the retro game and the current game to talk about, so that's gonna be a lot of fun. We're hands off, Collin. We're gonna sit back and just let them do all the work.
That's gonna be crazy.
That's the best part about having guests.
These are our interns? Oh, guests, right?
Yeah, both.
Oh, both.
Yeah, it's crazy how that works.
Sweet.
So we're gonna have fun. But Collin, thank you for tonight.
Yeah.
It was nice to hear some stories that I had not heard about yet. So good times.
Indeed.
Where can people find you on the internet?
I am at PDX_geek.
That's it?
Yeah, that's it right now.
Want to plug your Snapchat or?
I don't know what Snapchat is.
Something the kids are doing.
Check out my my MySpace account got hacked recently. That was interesting.
Oh yeah, was it tied to your Yahoo account that got hacked?
No, it was tied to a Hotmail. And I didn't know the password, so I had to reset the password, and then I had to figure out what MySpace is now. I don't get it. It's so weird. It's so different from what I remember, because I remember MySpace being like a lot like Facebook, but now it's a lot like Twitter, sort of, kind of, and then Pinterest. It's like a cross between Twitter and Pinterest, but in a really bad way, not in a good way at all.
Do people actually actively still go on MySpace? I
am assuming, because it looks very 2016. It doesn't look dated by any means. It just
thanks Justin Timberlake.
I don't know what is going on with that MySpace stuff. So, but yeah, don't get your MySpace hacked, because it'll make you go down a path.
How did you even hear about your account getting hacked?
My dad told me.
How did he know?
He has my
old email. I was just gonna let you get away with this. Did you?
My old email is attached to their. So in Idaho, their cable company is called Cable One, kind of like we have Comcast here.
Sure.
So my old email is still active, because they still have obviously an account there. And it's basically active under his account, and he's the admin in that account. And at the time, I think when he set up the email, he had it set up where things... Oh, no, that's what happened. MySpace emailed my email, and since it was some kind of flagged email, he got the alert for it. And then he texted me and said, hey, just so you know, your email is basically getting suspicious activity. And then he looked further into it, and he said, I guess there's some kind of MySpace phishing scheme. You need to reset all this stuff. And it's not that exciting. It's just really. I'm just like, and then I'm like, I text him like, wait a second, you said MySpace, right? Not Facebook. He's like, yeah, MySpace. I'm like, okay. So, yeah, MySpace. That's a thing.
Wow. Okay. That's the most MySpace has got mentioned on a podcast in probably a good decade or so.
Except for probably the MySpace podcast.
Do they have one?
I'm sure they do.
No way.
The podcast and everything.
No, because that means people are actively caring about MySpace.
Dude, it's so weird. It's got like a big news section, and it's like, I don't even know how to explain.
I don't believe this is a real place.
It's real.
This is Narnia.
MySpace.com. There's a nice picture with Paul Rudd and a mustache.
Sign me up.
And J.K. Rowling wants you to know that Harambe is not an official something. What does that say? Expecto meme? Oh, no, the Gorilla Harambe is not official. J.K. Rowling approved Patronus option. On Thursday, Harry Potter fans went to a frenzy with the launch of the Patronus experience on all things Pottermore site. Why did they say Potter? What? Anyway, in which Muggles can discover the corporeal animal from their spirit shields would take if we were able to perform the advanced level magic of the beloved Patronus charm, of course. Blah, 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 blah. Someone made a meme of Harambe, and she said it's not real.
Aww.
But it looks really good. Whoever did that, kudos to them. Internet wins. But she did say, I thought it was very funny, by the way. What a monster. She's okay with dead gorillas?
You cannot find me on MySpace, but you can find me on Twitter at The Noise.
Why not? Everybody's using it.
Yeah, Paul Rudd and Mustache. You could also follow the show on Twitter at Joys of Games. Check out the website, toysforgames.com. You could email us. Actually, before I sign off, we have an email.
Oh, sweet.
Yep.
I was hoping.
Yeah.
Is it really random?
What, the email?
Yeah.
No, it's actually probably the most on-point thing of the entire episode. Okay. So, sorry, this is not the end of the episode, as we pretended it was, because we have an email, which you could email us, joysofgames@gmail.com. This email comes from Alex, at Atari Alex. The one time he didn't send an email late, because I got this plenty in time, I just forgot about it. Sorry, Alex.
Oh, man.
He writes in and says, Dear Josh and Collin, as a follow-up to my email a few weeks ago, I just thought I'd let you know that I finally beat BioShock and subsequently listened to your episode about it and loved them both. The gameplay stayed great throughout, and the big twist genuinely took me by surprise. I chose to save the little sisters because I'm a human being with a soul, and while I can't regret my decision, I have to say that after watching the bad ending on YouTube, that one actually seems more interesting than the ending I got. I also... There are more different endings?
Yeah.
I don't think I knew that.
Yeah.
Again, I've only played through it once, and I was drugged up out of my mind the first time I played it. We'll talk about BioShock in a second. I didn't know there was multiple endings. I also want to make a comment about your need to collect all of the rupees, coins, whatever in games. I'm very glad I'm not the only person who has this problem. In fact, part of the reason it took me so long to beat BioShock, aside from filling in the map and collecting all of the audio tapes, was that constantly finding ammo and not having enough space for it, so I would go hunt down a new enemy, kill him or her, try to use up ammo, but that enemy would often have ammo, so it just became this long loop of killing and scavenging that took forever. I had to give up on trying to spend all my cash because it would have been literally impossible. Now, to be fair, I was playing on easy because I'm an FPS novice, and I didn't want to be overwhelmed, so that might have contributed to the abundance of ammo, but not only did using my weapons because of my compulsion to make the game take way longer than it should have, it also meant I got less time to play around with my plasmids, which was a shame. But other than that, and the final boss being a bit of a letdown, I really enjoyed the game, so thank you for getting me to play it and check it off my bucket list. Also, you could either use an automatic hacking tool or open the safes to avoid playing the little liquid minigame. Sorry for going on so long.
I discovered that halfway through the game.
So I'm going to stop there. Yes, automatic hacking tools, Best thing ever in that game.
Yep.
That's the only thing I would use the U-Invent machines for.
Mm.
Is automatic hacking tools.
Yeah.
Also, I'm playing through it right now.
Yep.
I just unlocked the door to go into Andrew Ryan's domain.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm excited. There's a lot of this game I don't remember, Colin.
Well, that's what drugs do, man.
Yeah, I do not remember there being a photo mode.
A photo mode?
Like a camera where you take pictures of bad guys and score points to increase how much damage you do against them.
I don't remember the side effect. I remember there being a camera, though.
Yeah, so you basically like level up your research. The more pictures you take of certain enemies, the better your research is of those specific enemies, and you actually start to do more and more damage to those enemies with more research. And there's trophies associated with that, so you know about that. I do not remember there being a camera in this game at all. Whew, boy. A lot of the different plasmids I don't remember.
Oh, there's so many of them. I don't think I even got all of them.
Yeah.
The first playthrough, so.
I forgot how annoying and equally creepy the clown noise is from the vending machine.
Yeah.
The little sisters are frightening still.
Yeah.
Not as much as when you're doped up on medication, but still pretty frightening.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot how much you're rewarded through the game for saving them also. Because if you harvest them, you get more Atom.
Yes.
So there's an immediate payoff for sacrificing and killing the little sisters, harvesting them, if you will. And I did remember that if you save them, you're playing the long game, essentially. Like, the bonus at the end makes up for doing the right thing. But I forgot how many gifts Tenenbaum gives you throughout your saving of the little sisters via the teddy bears she would drop at the Atom machines.
Yeah.
Nice surprise. But going back to Alex's point, and I've heard this on a couple podcasts recently, like, I don't think it was specifically designed to be a shooter. Like, they want you to use the plasmids as much as possible. That's how I feel.
Well, I think maybe initially, but I think, I don't know, I like the way that it's set up, because you really could play it as a shooter if you want to, or you could play it, basically, think of it this way, you could play all magic, or you can play just shooter. That's how I am with Skyrim, that's how I am with Oblivion, like, depending on my mood,
I have found myself using the guns as backup. So like if I'm out of Eve, or I'm just in a tight spot, or I'm fighting a big daddy, like, yeah, give me the grenade launcher, give me the flamethrower, that kind of stuff. Definitely, that's what I want to go in with. But I always attack everything else with the plasmids, whether it's like freezing them and then just destroying them with the wrench, or lighting them on fire, shocking them, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I feel like I use the plasmids a lot more for the regular enemies than the actual, like, weaponry for the big daddies and such.
Yeah, I remember just using a mix between the two. I used that Tommy gun was so awesome the first time you got it, so I was just obsessed with using that for a long time.
The crossbow is so cool.
Yeah,
that feels super.
Every
rewarding.
weapon in that game is cool, like except for maybe the wimpy pistol at the beginning.
I feel like the shotgun is probably the least satisfying shotgun in any game.
Yeah, Doom is still the most satisfying shotgun ever. The double barrel shotgun,
or Resident Evil,
or Halo.
Shotgun and then their heads explode.
Yeah,
for no real reason.
Yep.
What other thoughts do I have on Bioshock now that I'm totally 100% invested in it? That's all I'm playing right now. It's still fun. It's really good. Really good.
Yep. Holds up. What is it, 6 years later?
Yeah. Oh, the theater guy. I can't remember his name. That's putting on the big performance, and you have to kill his four uh, people that he was. I can't remember.
I know who you're talking about. I have no idea.
Yeah, to kill the four people and then take pictures of their dead bodies for him.
Yeah.
That's a whole pretty twisted thing with like all the frozen in time statues that eventually turn back into the splicers. They come alive and
yes,
creepy. Anyway,
Absolutely.
Bioshock. Alex had more to his email. He said, anywho, for an actual question, since this is your etc. week, were there any Flash games that you played back in the day that were really big or notable for you? I remember back in elementary and middle school playing on CartoonNetwork.com, AddictingGames.com, and MiniClip.com for hours and hours over hundreds of games. Just a few of my favorites that I could remember were Heli Attack 3, The Impossible Quiz, which I've still never beaten, Billy and Mandy Game, codenamed Kids Next Door Games, and this one episodic game called Summer Resort. I could go on, but if this email gets any more nostalgic, it might implode. Do you ever play any browser-based games?
I'm trying to remember. I'm sure there were some TV-based games that I played, but primarily like what I played on the PC. Well, I watched a lot of Flash movies. Like I watched all of Homestar Runner, like all the stuff. And I've talked about that before, like Strong Bad and Trogdor and Team Girl Squad, all that fun stuff. Game wise though, like the only time I could remember it is if there was like a movie tie-in for something or a show tie-in, maybe like Dragon Ball Z, super simplistic. But I never really got addicted to those. It was just kind of like, oh, I'll play it once and then I'm out. Like on the computer, I would play a lot of like Minesweeper. Obviously, there was a game called, I think it was called Chip's Quest, where you're basically like this little boy on skates, and it was like a puzzle. You had to basically press up and basically the four directions of the arrows, and then you had to go like a specific way in order to get to the end. And then I played. I'm trying to think if there's any Flash games. Yeah, I don't think I played any browser games specifically.
Yeah, me neither. I never got into them.
I
never felt like I was on the computer enough without doing something that I was busy with to spend time in browser-based games or Flash games.
The other thing too is browser-based games really they weren't really that big of a thing until I think I was already playing like Xbox. Like Xbox was my system of choice, the original Xbox, and I played that Xbox Live every single night. So if I had a choice to play a game, it would be that. And anything before that, which would have been like early 90s, there weren't that many options. At least in my head, I don't remember ever seeing that many options of Flash-based games until I was a teenager, at least. And by then I was already into like online gaming on my consoles.
Yeah.
So.
Well, thank you, Alex, for that email. Again,
yeah, thank you.
Anybody could email us at any time they'd like, and I will do my best to remember that you do so. That is, once again, joysofgames@gmail.com. If you'd like to sponsor one of these shows, I don't know why you would, but maybe you just love us that much, or you love the number one Ouya podcast in the world.
Mm-hmm.
You could do so over at Patreon.
And MySpace.
Number one Ouya and MySpace podcast.
And Browns.
Not this week.
Okay. Well, I mentioned them, so they're in there.
Yeah, but not enough. Not enough to get that SEO score.
All right, fine.
Patreon.com/toysforgames. Number one Ouya podcast. Number one MySpace podcast. Number one Cleveland Browns podcast.
Real quick, is the Cleveland Browns doing better than the Patriots this season?
Colin, they've never done better than the Patriots.
Okay.
Yep. Patriots are a pretty good team. And they don't even have Tom Brady yet.
Yet? Does he have to evolve or something?
He got suspended for the first 4 games of the season.
Did he shrink the balls again?
This is from the shrinking of the balls a couple seasons ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sports are dumb.
It takes a while for the sports judicial system to work itself out.
Apparently, along with other judicial systems.
Well, Let's not get into that. Joys of Games. We'll be back next week. New Nintendo. We got some cool guests. It's going to be a fun discussion. I have some things to say about one particular game you guys might not like.
Oh.
Just throw that out there. I'll do my best to stay positive, though, I promise. With that being said, Colin's been a pleasure. See you next week, buddy.
If you're happy, you know it, clap your hands.